Hello, my name is Tom Flax, and this is my ePortfolio comp video. And first, I'd like to go highlight some of the things that I've done through my portfolio. The first thing I'd like to start with would be my goals, personal, professional. I did also make a goals video that goes over uh, my personal, professional goals in a little more depth. Um, Personal goals. 1 to 5 year goals: continue to grow as a husband, father, and educator, uh, become physically fit, spend more time with my family, make more time for my family, uh, my wife and my wife and I's 5 children. Uh, 5 to 10 year goals: be closer to becoming debt free. Um, you know, got got own a house, uh, or have a mortgage on a house, uh, and student loans. Like to become debt free. Uh, Continue to be getting better physical condition. Um, 10 plus year goals. Again, hopefully become debt free, be able to spend time with family, and be in good health. Uh, Professionally, um, like to develop servant leadership culture at Minneapolis Junior Senior High School, where I currently teach and coach. Um, would like to become an active participant in building the school culture. I'm currently a member of the trauma team, and I would like to be more active in the redesign process. Um, Build my football program into a consistent winner. Build relationships with my athletes, coaching staff, admin, school staff, and community. Just become and eventually become a building leader. Building, either at the elementary or the middle school, high school level. Um, After that, I'd like to, you know, continue to learn and grow. Um, Hopefully, as a building leader, develop student, staff, and community relationships. Never get comfortable. Um, 10 plus years goals. You know, I'd like to, at some point in time, become a superintendent. So, starting to work on that endorsement would be in the future there. All right, next up, my leadership philosophy. Um, my leadership philosophy is based on, being team oriented, being transparent, having perseverance, and being transformational. And I think transformational is very important. Um, I think there's two types of leaders: transformational, transactional. Transactional leaders, look for what they can get out of everybody that they come into contact with them, and try to see what they can do to make themselves better through that interaction. But I think transformational leaders um, focus on the team, the vision, the goals, and success will be defined on the relationships that are built and the character that is developed. I think that's very important. Uh, you know, when you know, as a leader on the football field, that's what I try to do. Try to build relationships. You know, uh, Try to have a vision and set goals, and not always do you deem success of wins and losses, but you know the character that you develop within your team and the people that you lead. Um, Building leadership, a program of study started in the fall of 2017, ended my coursework in the fall of 2019. Uh, really enjoyed the program. Very happy with the content that I learned, and all the things that came the way. I thought the instructors were very helpful, very hands-on, and very user-friendly. So my resume, I've taught it in 4 different school districts. currently in Minneapolis Junior Senior High School, which is North Ottawa County. Teach strength and speed, a head football coach, and do do some have some other activities that I'm involved with as well. Spent 6 years at Harrington Junior Senior High School, taught middle school science and physical education. Was a head teacher there for my last year, athletic director for a couple years, physical education teacher, um, and you know was involved in a lot of activities as well there. Spent a couple years in Solomon, uh, taught freshmen all the way down to kindergartners. Was the head basketball coach there at Southern Cloud. My first 6 years of teaching there, I taught the kindergartners, and I also taught seniors in high school. So it was a great experience coming right out of college. Um, I graduated college from Kansas Wesleyan University and played football there. And in 2017, I was awarded the Veterans of Foreign Wars Teacher of the Year in Harrington, which I very humbled to get that, receive that award. We're moving on to the annotated bibliography. There's a couple books that I'd like to share that really had an effect on me. Um, the first book is The Speed of Trust by Stephen Covey. Trust, I think, is the most important, if not the most important, it is, or one of the most important aspects of a leadership position. Um, there's four different types of trust that Covey goes over: self-trust, relationship trust, organizational trust. Um, uh, five levels: organizational trust, market trust, and societal trust. I think the book is a great leadership book because it shows that at each level, trust can help create stronger personal relationships in company, school, and community. Um, it's more of a business oriented book, but it's leadership heavy. Um, and if you can if you can have a foundation built on trust, I think as a leader you're going to be successful. Uh, Another author that I really enjoy reading books. His books is John Gordon. Um, John Gordon, The Power of Positive Leadership. This book does a great job making a leader see that you can attack leadership either with positivity or you can attack leadership with negativity. Positive leaders instill passion and purpose, and drive a work environment to greater heights. A positive leader will strive to get better and can always make others around them perform at a high level. Thoroughly enjoy that book. All right, next I'll move on to the activities, and I'll highlight some activities from the district elementary and secondary, and then I'll also go into a little bit of reflection. District activities. The It's hard to understand why certain things are purchased and when they are purchased when you do not have a background in district finances. Uh, I had the opportunity of uh, being able to order women's basketball jerseys and also uh, make sure that I had funds to order all the equipment for the next school year for all the activities. There's a lot of communication that goes on with there's a lot of communication that goes on with the uh, board clerk. Um, you know, she's in charge of a lot of the finances, and making sure that talking with the superintendent, making sure that you know we can make these purchases and make sure that they're budgeted. Is very important. uh, elementary activity, participated in a literacy night. Uh, Very fun evening. Lot of different things going on. Uh, just to see how it got put on and how all that goes into making connections with the different people in the community to come up and help was definitely an eye opener. Um, it's a great they do a great job of getting uh, the students and the parents up to make reading fun. I'm very happy to be a part of it and help in you know putting it all together. In my secondary activity, um, I chose this activity because each sporting event needs to be supervised by an administrator or acting administrator from the school. Uh, in order to do this, I had to sit down and chart all the sporting activities and then distribute supervision for these activities. Um, there's fall and winter activities, and when you have a junior high and high school and you're in charge of uh, having to be at all of them, that makes for a very busy, uh, very busy, a lot of very busy evenings. Luckily, hey, there was three of us that worked really well together to make sure that we could cover all these games and activities. Um, but very tough because there's a lot of nights spent away from families, and so but it's important that somebody's there in representing the school in case something does happen. Okay, my reflection, um, my portfolio reflection. I started off not really sure what practicum experience would bring, and you know, uh, when it started off, when I started my classes, we were in transition. I had a new superintendent, uh, new principal coming in, and both at the elementary and secondary level. Uh, but I felt like I was able to make good relationships with my administrators and make the um, practicum experience very beneficial. Um, as it was starting out being nervous about my practicum experience, I quickly changed and to being excited about what I was going to learn from these administrators. Uh, Here I have listed all my courses that I've taken and activities and how they will impact have impacted me uh, when I become a leader at a building level. Um, I also have my activity form that has all my hours logged, and I also have my administrative verification. I had three administrators that I worked with. Ron Wilson was the superintendent at Harrington. Uh, Matt Fox is a principal, and Dr. Nick Morgan is the principal at the elementary. All right,